What's going on, Judd here with Asphalt Kingdom. We're here again on another freestyle jam with my brother from another mother, Mr. Dominic Manzo, who I've had the great privilege of being able to build a relationship with over many years, and to think about all the ups and downs and all arounds that we've been through, but to be here today and celebrating life together and the path forward as well, man. Good to be here with you, Dom. Thanks for taking the time out of your schedule to rock on this jam.
My pleasure as always, Judd. My pleasure.
Cool, man. So, well, let's start unpacking some things here, because I know that, there's other people at the other end of this camera right now that are going to be impacted in one way or another. So I would strongly urge you, as you're watching this freestyle jam, that you get a notepad out or get something on your phone, a little text pad or notepad that you've got, and start typing down some golden nuggets that you might get out of this particular freestyle jam. The goal here is to active about what you can maybe do in your life to hone in on your strengths and really build a future that is more bright and something that you desire. So let's unpack this, Dom. Of course, take us back and let's just summarize a little bit about the past of where you come from, and then some pivotal points in your life that took place to kind of to get you to that stage of realizing exactly what you wanted to kind of move forward with in your life. So take us back.
Of course, real quick. I think it was 2018-19. I was paving for the township that I lived in, and I decided I wanted to start my own business. My father was an entrepreneur. He was a 7-Eleven franchisee, so I had a little bit of knowledge of and a little bit of culture of being a business owner in my background. So I think I had like something inside of me that said, you know what, Dom, you have more than what you're doing. Push forward. So I went ahead and I started my own company, and it was in the asphalt maintenance industry, and I was local seal coating. And that company was just supposed to be a side hustle, and it turned into a full-time gig within the second year. And then we went up almost $250,000 company, and then we went to $500,000 company, and then then I started making a lot of connections inside the industry, and I had some struggles. We all go through struggles in this journey, and we don't think we're going to, but we do. It's just a part of the journey. And throughout those struggles, and those moments where it was like, should I keep doing this? Should I quit? Should I go back to my other job? It's through those struggles created a lot of growth, personal development growth within me and my family. And I learned that I had to become a certain individual in order to continue this journey. So that allowed me to really understand what my strengths and weaknesses were, as a business owner and as a leader. That's when I really understood that I loved the operations ends of things. It's the back end, the executive level. I can do it, but it's not my strongest area. It's not something that that I'm great at yet. I'm getting better at it as time goes by. But operations really is my bread and butter. Being managing the men in the field, managing the equipment, project management. Being in the trenches with the guys. Being that guy the company looks to make sure they know that when they look to you, the job's going to get done. And I really enjoy that aspect of the company. So obviously we were at a coaching event, and you introduced me to Skyler, Coach Skyler, and he was in a I guess a growth phase as well, right? And he was hitting that wall where he was spread too thin in both areas, and it was like a match made in heaven, right? It was like it just you had a guy who loves the field operations, the operations part of the company, and you have a guy who is a superstar and a prodigy in the executive side of the company, and it kind of lined up. And I remember you were like, "Hey guys, got an idea," and I was like, I was in a point in my life where I was going through some growth pains, not personally, and I was in a situation where I was able to say, let's give this opportunity a shot. And that was last April. I said, Skyler, let me. I'm gonna come up to Pro Seal in PA. And let's just see where this goes, right? And I was supposed to be here for, I don't know, a month. And then that month turned into, I don't know, 8 or 9 month run of just, I don't know. I think we pushed the company like, 100x or something like that. In that amount of time, we were like, we sat down and we were like, oh my God, I think we're onto something here, right? And but it really allowed me to understand what I love, where my passion lies in the industry, and what I do. And I've been blessed with an unbelievable opportunity here that I'm truly grateful for. And it's life changing, is what it is.
So I know you both like independently really, really well. And I know you guys together really, really well. And so I remember being in that house that we had rented for the AK Roundup. That was you remember the house that I'm talking about in the living room. Mackenzie was there, Coach Rob was there, and we were sitting there in the living room
Yeah.
chatting about life, and it was just like, you know what, man, there was kind of this pivotal moment, like I saw the light bulb in your head. It was just like, and it was not even like it was like it's okay to not be good at certain things, to be excellent at certain things, right? It's okay. Not everyone has the same traits, and that's okay. We're not all programmed the freaking same, man. And it's like a lot of us as entrepreneurs that are building businesses, we end up in a spot where we personally attack ourselves. We end up coming at ourselves with vengeance and anger, and we're like, why can't I do this? Why do I hate this portion so much? And it's like, I need to learn how to be great at this. And it's like we're so hard on ourselves. And you look in the mirror and you're like, man, I I don't feel like I'm succeeding here. And I know the feeling in certain other areas, like when it comes to accounting and financials, man, I feel like a complete failure. And so when it comes to entrepreneurship and building businesses and giving the vision and that kind of stuff, that's what I'm great at. And so in your case, Dom, I watched you go through your entrepreneurial journey and I could see the areas that were really, really hard and challenging for you. And so you come to a point where you're like, man, I either need to take capital and invest into people that can really cater to my weaknesses, or I review my strengths and I align with another company that has strength in those other areas, and we create a fantastic partnership that allows us to be able to leverage all of our strengths to grow something at magnitude. And so when we think about joining another company, a strategic partnership, joining another company, whatever it may be, what we need to understand is that it's okay to just, you know, push this piece of feeling like you need to do it all on your own and that you have to be excellent at it, but instead you can actually come to a point where you're saying, you know what, man, I'm ready to commit to this. And it's like, well, no, now I can't feel the feeling of pride because I'm surrendering my own business to go and join another company. And it's like, if you can tuck that away and actually just say, you know what, my business is super important to me, but it's missing a lot of things in order to take it to the next level where I can celebrate its excellence at a world-class level. If I can understand that and I can let that go and go and join forces with another company, then you end up in a spot where you have less stress because your traits that you're programmed with, you're not having to behaviorally modify, which creates a massive amount of stress in your life. So now you can focus on your traits, the things that you're strong at, not have to behaviorally modify. Now you don't feel as much stress. Now you can perform better and live a life that's filled with more freedom.
Absolutely. No, our egos get in our way, and I battled my ego hard, and it was like, well, yeah, it was hard for me, because I don't think I really understood the opportunity I had, or the role that I had, or that I have in life, and it's my ego was in a way, and I'm like, everyone's going to, judge me because now, I don't have my company anymore, and I'm, working, for someone else. And, it was hard. So I don't want anyone to think that there wasn't an ego issue there. There was. I beat myself up a lot. It was very difficult for me, and I had to really work through that. And that was a battle, but I'm glad I got through it. Because it paid off. It really did. And to understand, like, who cares what everyone thinks about me? Who cares? It's the opportunity that I have here will be much more massive than if I stayed on my own, or if I tried to build from where I was at, right? And that's really what I had to understand. And as time evolves, and as I'm a part of the growth of this company, I understand that I get to really understand my purpose in life, and really enjoy what I'm doing. I come to work. I want to come to work every day. I have that excitement back in my life that I lost. And I was just, I didn't want to fail as a business owner. So I kept pushing, but I was killing myself. I was destroying my family. I was destroying myself. And, it was a tough journey, but I'm back in a spot right now where I feel better than I've ever felt. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, physically and mentally. And I'm surrounded by people who truly care about me, and that really, provide the resources I need for my growth. And that's what makes it so special. Being around people that truly want you to be successful. I don't think there's any better feeling. It's a lonely place when you have your own business and you're surrounded by people who just want your money, or are using you just for the opportunity. And that it's a really tough place to be. And at the end of the day, having hundreds of millions of dollars doesn't fix that feeling. Being around the right people and the right culture, and around people who truly care about you, and that you really love them, and you become family. I think that's been the biggest effect on my life so far.
I've watched ProSeal also the culture develop a lot. I know that the team out there with you, because you're a culture king, there's absolutely no doubt. Like, you're the motivating one. You're pushing people to be their best. You're always out there really rocking it. And I've seen it firsthand time and time again, especially when you're coaching clients and you're getting them moving out in the operations side of things and doing applications, learning the processes, and having a successful job outcome, and understanding also material applications, and not burning your bottom line out when you're
Right.
doing those kind of projects. And so operations isn't only about getting the job done from a performance perspective, but it's actually making it profitable in the outcome, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about what it's like from an operations standpoint as you're running the crews out there, some of the things that are really important to the business that you need to focus on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it becomes a major mindset shift. You go from this level, which it's, I would say, probably both like 500,000 and below. It's just how can I execute this job, getting big jobs done, and you feel like you're doing great because you're just executing on a large scale, but you really don't understand the cost, and how much operations costs go into it. And really, it's not about what you can accomplish. It's what you can accomplish in a short period of time that's extremely profitable, right? And building that and learning that here is incredible, right? And it's one thing for me to build the crews, which I love to do, and it creates so much joy to build the crews to execute the job. But now moving into the operations side, where now it's okay, what's the cost of the materials going into the job? What's the cost of the labor going into the job? How much time is it taking? What is our burn rate on each job, right? And really understanding that, and then having someone like Skyler, who's really, really, really unbelievably good at understanding these numbers. And he's expediting me to really learn this really quickly. That part of it, I never had the opportunity to do, and I really enjoy. I'm starting to really enjoy that part of it. So it's like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I get to build crews and build amazing equipment and execute in the field, and I also get to, manage, or not, not 100% yet, but I'm getting, to that point where, it's going to be my responsibility to manage and make sure the jobs are profitable, and not only profitable, but they're being executed at the highest level. So yeah, it's incredible.
What's in store for you guys this year? I mean, I know that I just did a jam with Skyler, and it's like you guys are nailing it down to where bucket placements are going to be on the trucks, like
Yeah,
literally welded brackets, and like just making
yeah.
sure things are fully optimized. Because like, I mean, what's in store for you guys this year? Are you looking for real solid growth, or are you looking for more of optimization within the business to make it more of a profitable machine? I know you're probably looking at doing both, but tell us what the key focus is here this year for ProSeal.
Well, I'll tell you what my key focus is. There's,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, we want to grow on both ends, but, my key focus is to make sure that we really dial in operations, and that allows Skyler to focus on the other side of things and creating massive growth. So we have a unique situation where we're able to execute on both ends, because you got someone out dialing in your operations, and you got someone in the back end who's just fueling that growth and creating the right connections, and creating the right systems and processes, and we work with systems and processes together, and just making sure that we have a well dialed in system. And yeah, it's like, okay, how can we make it a plug and play system, right? Like we want top performers, but we don't necessarily just want a top performer who has asphalt experience, right? We want to be able to plug any top performer, any A, B player into our system who has the right, character, who has the right core values, and they can go ahead and make a great career out of this. And how do we do that? So that's exactly what we're doing. We're redoing all of our rigs. We're making everything like, I hate to say it, but make it simple, stupid system, right? Like I took everything off the rigs. It's only the tools that we need, only, like, everything that we need is simplified to the point where, we want to try to make it so there's the thought process of how to execute the job. They're not thinking too much there, and they can focus on, making themselves better. And, that allows the company to run smoother and allows us to work on the back end. So that's really what we're doing. Yeah. I would love to just, do a walkthrough with you on the rig. It's behind me right there. I'm working on it. And there's a lot of great features that we're putting into it, but, maybe, a week or two down the
Are
road, we're
you
going to
on
get
your
functional.
are you on your phone right now?
I'm on my computer, but I mean, I
Got
might
it.
be able to, I might be able to show you real quick. You want to see real quick?
Yeah, man. Show us around if you can. No problem. Yeah. Just a quick tour, and then we can do a deep dive maybe in the rig setup so that we don't need to
All
do
right.
that
Can
today,
you,
but let's just do a general review.
can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yep. So, just like down to the backpack mounts, we have all these new backpack mounts. Let me see if I can show you here. Right. So
Yeah.
everything has its own place. We have, it's hard for me to show you guys here, but,
We could see
uh,
it.
you know, we have all of our pails and buckets are going to be color coded. So, and we're gonna have a system and process for everything. The exact pails that belong on the rig, it's going to be color coded on the truck, color coded on the shelf. So now they know to, whatever, if they pull a blue pail off the shelf, the blue pail goes here, right? And they have to have two blue pails here, and they have to have two black pails here. And those materials will be identified. I can't release all of our secrets, but those materials will be there. We'll have a small patch set up. We got brand new saws I just got for all the rigs. All tools to do minor patches with, Aquafault. Anything bigger, we're going to be using the hot box. But everything has its own spot. Pump sprayer holsters, tip buckets. Everything has its own spot. And not only does it have its own spot, we engineered it to, we did trial runs with all this equipment. And how could the driver get out of the truck as quick as he can, get the backpack blower as efficiently as he can, right? And everything has its own placement. So we're doing run throughs where, Skyler and I are pulling up to a mock site, and we're jumping out, and, I'll grab the cones and I'll set the cones up, and I'll grab a backpack blower. How long did that take? And that's how we're placing our equipment, right? And we're really dialing in everything to the exact, you know, you know, you
Wow.
know, the exact point. And, everything has its spot. This way there's no more guys fighting about, oh, he didn't put that back where it belongs, that's why we didn't use it, and all that headache and noise that goes through, a day of work. We're trying to really cut that out and be as efficient as possible.
Man, I am so excited for you guys for this season. I mean, I know that you guys have worked this winter as well on projects. There's no doubt. I mean, I saw you out striping lots. I saw you, and now prepping. The work does not stop throughout the winter months. I mean, I see so many seasonal businesses that call themselves seasonal where they stop and they just hibernate for the winter. And it's like if that's what you desire to do, that's fine, but don't complain about not making any money during the winter months or not being prepped for the spring. You should have your pipeline filled by spring. And so, like, tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll start to wrap things up here.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to grow and you want to have, really good people for or work for your organization, and you want to be able to attract them, you have to, it's hard to attract, A players and B players on a seasonal salary, right? It's tough to do that. How are they going to raise their families? These are the type of people who, have high level careers, and how do we get them into our organization? So we knew that, or we know that we have to create, a source of cash flow throughout the months that, typically we were off. So that was really the main drive behind it. Also having the right guys in place who had the skill level to execute jobs that we didn't normally, execute on, a lot of interior work. We have, the other foreman that works for us, Jay, he specializes, in a lot of, construction projects, right? He used to, he built homes at a very high level. So he's here now and he runs our paint striping crew and our specialty construction and concrete side. So now we have that area where normally you wouldn't be doing those type of jobs, or maybe not have the expertise inside the company to have it. Now we have that knowledge inside the company, and we're able to self-perform these jobs that we weren't performing in the past. So not only are we growing, is Skyler growing out his seal coating and asphalt side, the line striping, which I helped Jay with a little bit, but the construction and concrete side he's also working on. So he knows how important that is. In order to get, a full year, 12 months of work out of the company, what else did I need to do, speaking for Skyler? And he went and put another, a big player in the picture in order for us to get that full year of cash flow and allow the growth that we're having right now. So it was super important and for the growth that he's had up to this point.
Incredible, man. Well, I couldn't be more excited for you guys. I know that you're gonna absolutely crush 2025. You can see the conviction level and the focus that are in your eyes right now. Genuinely, like you're ready to attack it.
So
Um, and congratulations as well on being able to actually crush the ego and just really stay focused on building a bright, super exciting future. And just super excited for you, Dom. You know how excited I am for you, man. I'm
I know,
proud of you
just
too.
like I said in the past, you've been an instrumental person in my life, and throughout this journey, and I love you because you've
Love you
always
too,
been there
brother.
for me, and the friendship that we've made is incredible. And I wouldn't give it up for the world. So thank you, thank Asphalt
Good up.
Kingdom for everything they've done for me to get me to this point, right? So it's gratitude's on both sides, brother.
We couldn't do it without each other. It's all part of the journey, man. It's better together for sure. I'm super, super stoked, super excited. For those of you that are watching right now that you want to follow ProSeal, go on social media. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. Give them a call. If you're, looking for an opportunity and you're one of those A players, I'm sure that ProSeal would definitely will love to connect with you. But Dom, man, high five and let's get this year, bro. Let's crush it.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Go ahead and punch that subscribe button down below. Also, like this video, and you can also comment down below with any questions that you may have or what you think about this freestyle jam. I really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. See ya.